Hello, friends. Today you'll see what all of the Stagecoach stars look like now versus when they were on the show. You will know their real names and ages. I will show you how they looked then and what's with them now in 2023. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Let's go. Number 1. Claire Trevor as Dallas. She's a classic example of a prostitute who defies expectations and breaks the mold. Like a shining star in the Wild West, Dallas faces judgment and is driven out of town for not fitting the so-called respectable standards of society. Just like Doc Boone, Dallas has her fair share of troubles. She's got a reputation that precedes her, and it's not always in her favor. She's also got sass, she's got style, and she's ready to show the world that she's more than just a bad reputation. Dallas played by Claire Trevor when she was 29 years old. Sadly, on April 8th, 2000, Trevor died of respiratory failure at a hospital in Newport Beach, California. She was 90 years old. Number 2. Andy Devine as Buck. With a heart as big as the Grand Canyon and a voice that's a never-ending symphony of cracks, he's the life of the party on wheels. Buck is like the comedic sidekick you never knew you needed. He's as kind-hearted as a fluffy bunny and as well-intentioned as a cupid with a slingshot. In fact, he's got a few screws loose, but that's what makes him so lovable. When it comes to his passengers, Buck is a guardian angel in a stagecoach hat. He's always looking for the easy way out, like a squirrel avoiding acorns falling from the sky. Buck, played by Andy Devine when he was 34 years old. Sadly, Devine died of leukemia at the age of 71 in Irvine, California on February 18, 1977. Number 3. John Carradine as Hatfield. You know that feeling when you hit the jackpot on a wild card? Well, that's the thrill Hatfield brings to this high-stakes journey. Hatfield, the gambler with a reputation as big as the Texas sky, has a knack for leaving folks unsure about his motives. But hey, trust is a rare commodity in these parts. Amidst the bumpy ride, Hatfield's eyes are fixed on Lucy Mallory, and boy, does he take his role as her guardian seriously. Hatfield, played by John Carradine when he was 33 years old. Sadly, Carradine suffered from painful and crippling rheumatoid arthritis before he died from heart and kidney failure in Milan, Italy on November 27, 1988. He was 82 years old. Number 4. John Wayne as Ringo Kid. Ringo Kid, the cowboy with a spirit as untamed as the wild Mustangs. He's got bravery in his bones, optimism in his smile, and honor in every step. He's the living embodiment of the American cowboy, with a touch of youthful cockiness and a rebellious spark that sets him apart. He's the kind of guy who'll ride off into the sunset without a second thought, facing the harsh realities of the wild with grit and determination. Ringo Kid, played by John Wayne when he was 32 years old. Sadly, although he enrolled in a cancer vaccine study in an attempt to ward off the disease, Wayne died of stomach cancer on June 11, 1979, at the UCLA Medical Center. He was 72 years old. Number 5. Thomas Mitchell as Doc Josiah Boone. You know that feeling when you mix up your remedies and end up with a concoction that cures both hiccups and heartaches? Well, that's Doc Boone for you, the maestro of confusion and comic relief. With a thirst for whiskey and a knack for dodging rent collectors, Doc Boone is the life of the Stagecoach party. He's the kind of guy who can't find his own pulse, yet somehow knows how to mend broken spirits with a heartfelt chuckle. Doc Josiah Boone, played by Thomas Mitchell when he was 47 years old. Sadly, Mitchell died at age 70 from peritoneal mesothelioma at Beverly Hills, California. Number 6. Louise Platt as Mrs. Lucy Mallory. Mrs. Mallory, with all her snootiness, realizes that there's more to people than meets the eye. She witnesses the incredible kindness and strength of Dallas as she assists with the baby's birth, and a change starts to ripple through her heart. She struts around with her snobbish attitude, looking down her nose at anyone she deems beneath her, like our dear friend Dallas, the feisty prostitute. Mrs. Lucy Mallory, played by Louise Platt, when she was 24 years old. Sadly, on September 6, 2003, Platt died at a hospital in Greenport, New York, at age 88. The cause of her death was not disclosed. Number 7. George Bancroft as Marshal Curly Wilcox. When it comes to keeping the peace, this fearless marshal is the real deal. With his trusty shotgun by his side, he's the guardian angel of the Stagecoach, making sure everyone's safe and sound on their wild ride to Lordsburg. Curly's not just your run-of-the-mill lawman, folks. No siree. He's all about fairness and doing what's right. Marshal Curly Wilcox, played by George Bancroft, when he was 57 years old. Sadly, on October 2, 1956, Bancroft died after an illness of 3 weeks in Santa Monica, California, at the age of 74. Number 8. Donald Meek as Samuel Peacock. Mr. Peacock is a comically effete and polite whiskey salesman. His behavior is so mannered that people often mistake him for a member of the clergy, a comedic contrast with his actual job in liquor sales. He speaks fondly of his wife and many children, and along the journey strikes up an unlikely friendship with the sloppy Doc Boone. Samuel Peacock, played by Donald Meek when he was 61 years old. Sadly, Donald Meek died of leukemia on 18th of November, 1946, in Los Angeles, while filming the role of Mr. Twiddle in Magic Town. He was 68 years old. Number 9. Burton Churchill as Ellsworth Henry Gatewood. Gatewood is a greedy banker who flees town with several $1,000s embezzled from the bank. Because he's running from the law, he's anxious to get a move on at various points in the journey, getting into contentious fights with the other passengers. Ellsworth Henry Gatewood, played by Burton Churchill, when he was 63 years old. Sadly, Churchill died in Medical Arts Center Hospital in New York City of uremic poisoning. He was 63 years old. Number 10. Tim Holt as Blanchard. In a world of danger and uncertainty, Lieutenant Blanchard is like a shining beacon of honor and bravery. With his youthful vigor and unwavering dedication, he's the knight in shining armor you want by your side on a treacherous stagecoach ride. Blanchard, played by Tim Holt when he was 20 years old. Sadly, Tim Holt died from bone cancer on February 15, 1973 in Shawnee, Oklahoma, where he had been managing a radio station. He was 54 years old. Number 11. Tom Tyler as Luke Plummer, or the Plummer Brothers. These guys are as brutish as they come, with a reputation that strikes fear into the hearts of their enemies. They're not just your average bad guys, oh no. They're the ones responsible for taking down the Ringo Kid's brother and father, leaving a trail of vengeance in their wake. When it comes to showdowns, these brothers don't back down. They're ready to face off against anyone who dares to challenge them. Luke Plummer, or the Plummer Brothers, played by Tom Tyler when he was 36 years old. Sadly, he died on May 3, 1954, of heart failure and complications from scleroderma at the age of 50. We really love the cast of the Stagecoach film. Thanks for watching, guys. If you like this video, please like, comment, and share it with your friends. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel. See you on the next video.